Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another exciting, innovating, and amazing Propagandacast with me, your host, Imperial Dane, the one, the only master propaganda hero, psych defender of the fatherland of you to 2v2 own. It is Alliance of Defiance. In the north, it is VonManteuffel and Covenant forming up here with the German army, Deutschland, and the 3rd Panzer Division hold the line. Here's the surge launching on the brutal offensive here with Andre and DirtyFinisher. Forming up with the 5th Guards Mechanized Corps, we got VonManteuffel Elite Armored, featuring the 221, Emergency Repairs, Panzer Commander, Heat Shields, and the Sturmtiger. Covenant with Spearhead, Blitzkrieg and Jaeger Armour, and Andre with Combined Arms, Airborne Troops, Mechanized Support, DirtyFinisher with Airborne Troops as well, Mechanized Support as well, and Guard Motor. And as always, a big hearty thank to my Patreon supporters who keep making the Propagandacast possible with their hard-earned money. So big thanks to all those. Other people can join the Patreon. They can donate via PayPal. Links are in the description. And if you're in the market for pure comments, you can just want to get the comments. Use the CoH2 3Gs. Would certainly help me out a bit there. I should comment, like, share, subscribe. So off to the races we are. We got here double conscripts penal troopers versus a double Sturmpunit Kubang start. Probably the 2-1 nearby. And a Grenadier MD42 start west side here. We got Covenant there clashing with Andres Vanguard here. Is quickly able to push back with the powers of the MD42, but we got troops already looking to threaten the flank, but there you go, Covenant's Grenadiers are already in the job. Sturm Pioneer up the centre in the east side, a load Sturm Pioneer squad is fortifying terrain ahead of time here, as DirtyFinisher is slowly getting up here as part of the force here, with the sniper following up here. Obviously, can be quite potent in some regards in terms of like attrition, but right now in the early game does mean he is not exerting a lot of pressure. This means VonManteuffel can mostly free up troops for example, dealing with Andre, meaning Andre is in a bit of a tough spot there. So the fact that DirtyFinisher is still focused on the east side here is certainly a bit risky there, and hopefully DirtyFinisher has communicated to Andre what he's doing there. So we'll have to see the east side there, Kubagner through upon there, Strafbad, he was the Kubelwagen there, almost got it there, knocked out, but VonManteuffel is nearly able to seize the fuel upon there right before the Soviet gunnery noses. Scout car there for DirtyFinisher, medics here for Andre. Comes to the west, here's a pass versus the MG42, and he's going to seize the fuel point here. Yevgeny drops dead, his body riddled with bullets, and Boris follows him to the pixelated afterlife. Sending seized here by VonManteuffel. East side here we got DirtyFinisher moving up for the Red Army. Mines being laid down, looking course to blunt any potential German counteroffensive that may look to reestablish control there. Track up for VonManteuffel. So I'm expecting a 2-1 any moment now. We also got a full Grenadier squad moving up to this Sturmpionier. West side here though, Andre tries to push forward here through intense MD42 fire. He forces through his men, no matter the cost for them. Some of you may die, comrades, but that is a sacrifice that I and Comrade Stalin are more than willing to make for the glory of the Soviet Union. Grenadiers around the country, there are the squad here pushing back the Grenadiers there, but ultimately have to fall back. The situation is just not tenable, and Andre would risk to wipe. The DirtyFinisher picks Mechanized Support here with anti-tank and ambush tactics, Guards, Rifle Infantry, Marked Vehicle, Sturmweg runs, and of course the ISU 152. Sturm Pioneer backing off in the center here in the south. Full assault against the Pioneer of the Engineers here. Sniper, of course, still at it with 4 kills, so his name so far here. West side here, Grenadiers with the conscripts, and we got a 3rd Pioneer squad here for DirtyFinisher committing hard to the Strafniki. Folks with their pushback here as he's exerting good pressure here. VonManteuffel clearly not quite ready for that development, and there we go, 2-1 ready. The Leichte Panzer Spielwagen. Grenadiers are going for a flank, trying to catch a DirtyFinisher sniper, but DirtyFinisher is not that easily finished. And the west side here, Engineers push back with the MG42. Armor cover on the Engineers here as VonManteuffel there leads a furious counterattack here to establish control here for the 3rd Panzer Division. The front line is buckling under the socialist assault. But not too much either. Back at base, battle criticals got there for VonManteuffel. Light mechanized company alright for Covenant. I would expect a 2-2 that is very much, standard Wehrmacht meta game. 3 Grenadiers, 1 MG42, and a 2-2 then. After tech, of course, could also be 4 Grenadiers. Into tech, 2-2, and some will also go for 4 Grenadiers, 1 MG4. But again, the 2-2 is just absolutely like, what almost everyone goes for. It's just a nice, safe choice in a sense, which is why it is so popular. Armour covers the Pioneers with their wire there, prevent them from advancing onto the victory point easily. Meanwhile, Gunners flank around the conscripts, suppressed the MD42, they're holding up. We got a flank here by Andre, who's brought in Maxims. Interestingly enough, I mean, I would kind of figured a mortar here would be a higher priority for Andre under current circumstances. It's not like the Maxim is a bad choice, it's just not what I expected. East side here, we got the Kuban push for the car pump, but there you go. DirtyFinisher able to put a halt to that with his Strafbat there. With their PTRS-41 anti-tank rifles. Can't push back the gun to the UC, sandbagging here with the western point. We got the 2-2 there for Covenant as very much anticipated and expected. Then these are the comes here by the western point. East side here, we got Penal troops on the eastern point here, close to the fuel point. West side engineers crossing forwards here, and we got the Grenadiers here falling back. Pioneers moving up. 2-2 almost on there for Covenant and Deutschland. Maxim here ready to repulse any German head-on assaults. Good work there by Andre. And we got the sniper back to work here for DirtyFinisher. No rest for the wicked. And Andre here also commits to mechanized support. That's going to get spicy for the Germans, isn't it? So that means Guards Rifle here for Andre. DirtyFinisher will probably also go for one squad eventually. DP light machines there for the Guards Rifle Infantry. So again, anti-tank and tactics. Guards Rifle Infantry, marked vehicle. Ultra to make strafing runs, and ISU 152. Certainly, Alliance of Defiance is a very ISU 152 friendly map, as there's not exactly a lot of room to flank it on. So, I would not be surprised if Covenant picks up to this. He's going to probably try and go for Jaeger Armour here and an Elephant Heavy Tank Destroyer. VonManteuffel, well, he's going to have to land heat rounds, and I don't know, a really cheeky Sturmtiger maybe. There you go, Guards Rifle moving forwards here for Andre and the Red Army machine gun they're setting up here. Note the sandbags prepared at a time here by Covenant. Thumbs up. Incendiar pistons loaded up here against the Maxim. Unleashes hell there upon the crew. Counter there being met with as well there and just being hammered as well. Punishment on the side here. Armored car holding back to serve here. And Counter was there being absolutely blasted by opposing machine guns there. And the results are not pretty. Machine and Gewehr there, though, closing in actually too rapidly. Maxim there, suffering the wrath of the MD42 as well here. Taking some fairly nasty losses there in the face of Deutschland. In the center, we got Futzkers moving forward here, but they're still getting sniped at here. DirtyFinisher sniper continues to do very dirty work. Efficient, but dirty. Pioneers for the counters here, engineers creeping away there. Quick grenade for the guardsman on the Pioneer, and there you go, kaboom, half the squad gone. Riflemen's return. Wiping the opposing engineer squad. We got the 2-3 on the fuel point there, or cut-off point actually, providing VonManteuffel a bit of extra fuel and munitions here for a bit of a longer fight here. A Kednev on the way there, very good. We do have tech here for DirtyFinisher. Could be a T-70, could be an anti-aircraft tower shack, could be neither. Andre here with more engineers to replace, of course, the ones that got absolutely turned into pulp there by Roughneck. Not worth noting by both fuel points are currently under Soviet control here. Definitely a problem for the German army if this is not rectified in the near future. And we got here Covenant with a sniper of his own there. Trying, I suppose, aid here with the third sniper, but also, I suppose, try and bleed out some of the more expensive troops being unleashed against them, like the Guardsmen and the Penal troops, of course. Andre making use of merch does mean the sniping in that sense is going to be slightly less effective. As you know, they're just going to replace losses with conscripts. The classic, you know, Russian way. Pioneers standing about here, close to veterans. One gun is being flanked by the Guardsmen. You said we got the Sturm Pioneer advancing up the fuel point there. As DirtyFinisher by moving towards Hearts center west. Has left the fuel in the east wide open here. We even got mines for VonManteuffel, of course, spotting mines at a time. Thumbs up. He's even laying down mines. Cheeky. Here's the Guardsman. Bit of a tug of war here. We got the sniper ready here, though, for Covenant. Also going for mortar. I was, in fact, about to say I think a mortar would have been an initially better choice. Waiting for the third sniper to poke his head out and then pop it off. Mortar there for Andre as well. Thumbs up. If this keeps out, the mortar is going to be just an amazing investment here for the player. So both of them going for it, of course, is good. So snipers pulled eastward here to not try and deal with VonManteuffel's probing here. In the east side, there in the center, got a few folks pushing back the penal troops there. So German situation remains a bit hazy here, a bit back and forth. And yeah, DirtyFinisher there, not boring with the T-70. He's got bigger, dirtier things to go for, and pushes for the Mechanized Armour Company. T-34 from 6 Rush. Very likely. And Covenant does go for Jaeger Armour here with the breakthrough packages, recon flight, mobile opposition posts, spawning scopes, and of course the Elephant Heavy Tank Destroyer. Flares being deployed here by the Sode Sniper. Mortar at the ready for Andre, deploying flares as well there. German mortar at the ready here for Covenant and Deutschland. 7th Panzer Grenadier Company here. Jaeger Armour has also been employed here to wreck some of Andre's, hard-built sandbag positions. I used like 5 minutes to put this up, and now the Germans ruined it. I will take my vengeance upon Berlin when I reach there for their crimes. Snobby holding up with 3 kills so far. Bill, of course, is so it's in the east. He can just get to work in the west. East side here, though, VonManteuffel, they held up at the center. East fuel point has fallen here to the Red Army once more. Quick fall back here now, switching towards the west again. VonManteuffel, I think, is playing some very good alacrity in a sense. Flexibility. Yeah, flexibility, there we go. Not alacrity, but flexibility, not, handling situations, realizing, he could, keep grinding his face into DirtyFinisher, but by outmaneuvering his opponent on the west, that way shifting around here, looking to exploit where there's opportunities, I think is a much sharper work here by VonManteuffel. Has potentially more damage in the long run, and, more crucially, do so cost efficient. Meanwhile, Armored Car pushing through here like it's pretending to be a tank here. Mortar fire keeps raining down here from the Serb mortar. German mortar, of course, also in support here. 2 kills. But we can see that DirtyFinisher, of course, exploiting that VonManteuffel, moving to assist the west to move up in the center as well there. We got also out here for VonManteuffel and Das Vaterland. In the west here, Maxim in some pretty deep blood. And Covenant has broken through here at a high cost, but certainly also at a high cost for the Soviets. So yeah, we go. T-34 from 60 for DirtyFinisher. Andre, meanwhile, has yet to take up, despite having, I would say, the resources for it as well. He has not quite displayed any aptitude or interest for that. And at this point, the guard squad has been pretty much entirely replaced by conscripts. Congratulations, you're all guardsmen now. Hooray! Do we get nice uniforms? No. Better pay? No. Medals? Maybe if you survive long enough. Oh. Ground western fuel point here, sandbags in. Fuel cache as well, going up for DirtyFinisher. Clearly planning for the long haul, but also just planning to get out those ISU 152s as fast as possible once the time gets there. So, meanwhile, gentry on the center here, looking to extend the front line. Of course, should be sure to not leave the western fuel point too open for an immediate easy counterattack here. There we go. T-34 from 6 out here for DirtyFinisher and the Red Army. First medium tank. First tank, really. VonManteuffel, a bit more to go there before the Panther 4, though he does not have authorization yet either. So a bit longer on top of that. But the truck, or the armored car there on the cut-off point, is helping that they get more fuel for the eventual tanks. More orbs on the meanwhile, I think is also good investment here with all the Soviet troops. DirtyFinisher Andre launching this on the western fuel point here. Cummins positions simply not equipped to withstand, that level of force here, as crucially, Covenant doesn't have a Pack 40. He has staked out, but even though Stu's going to take a bit of a while to get there for him. South here, DirtyFinisher Assault is running some rather vexing moments here, as VonManteuffel is doing a fairly decent job there in blocking the advances and chucking a lot of incendiary grenades in the fuel cache. Of course, figuring very astutely that if you can get rid of that, that could really mess with the third fuel economy further, and of course make a lot of that manpower invested onto that look a bit wasted. In fact, 1 fuel cache has already been destroyed here expertly by VonManteuffel, leaving DirtyFinisher, I imagine, feeling just a bit sad with that massive investment going pear-shaped. Wire recons here from Covenant, T-51 getting the Sturmpew near the opposite side. West side here, digging in once more by that fuel point there and denying it to the Germans. Center there, a bit of fun here. We got the guards conscripts there at it, halfway to the east level. DirtyFinisher, meanwhile, interesting enough, has not gone for any guard squads at all. That is a bit interesting there. Normally, a player would have gone for one at some point, but DirtyFinisher, interesting enough, is not. Sniper with 17 kills, close to 82. German sniping back around the center, hope to catch that elusive Soviet sniper there. T-34 roaming eastwards. There we go, going for that fuel cache. Kuban and Kenmeth combo here. Looking to sever the Soviet supply lines. Thumbs up there for VonManteuffel. That's 500 manpower then, which went down and up in flames. Katyusha there for both players, by the way. A lot of rocket launchers, a lot of artillery. Certainly another feature of Alliance of Defiance. It does tend to, at times, get drawn into some pretty heavy artillery matchups here. Partly again due to the design that, means IHUs is also great on the map. Well, it turns out rocket artillery also works very well for the same reasons. It is narrow map, a lot of choke points, a lot of room to maneuver. Does tend to, be a very good recipe for just chucking a lot of artillery in the other guys and watching them die. Max from there getting rifle grenaded here by Covenant. Now we're getting a few kills here. It's not to say it's impossible to maneuver on this map, but it's just... it takes a significantly larger amount of effort to do compared to just sitting back with a lot of large guns and firing from a safe distance. Strafing around here, though, didn't quite work out. Mostly in the nearby shed there. Constant push back. Smoke deployed here. Thumbs up to Covenant. Panther there for Covenant as well. VonManteuffel with a Panther as well here. The Model J. DirtyFinisher lining up for deep flank. And again, there are some paths you could take. A good work there by him. Panther almost done. Going straight for that Kugelwagen. DirtyFinisher once a dead. Comrade Stalin once a dead. There goes strafing around here from DirtyFinisher. Sadly, seems like the Soda Air Force is a bit late to the party. Katyusha barrage all sense of whiffing, so... not entirely sure I'd use both the Katyusha barrage and the strafing around that same target. Obviously, theoretically it's going to be like, twice the killiness on a point, but at the same time, the red flares are always going to give the opponent the incentive to want to get out of there, so seems a bit odd. But oh well. Guardsmen they're caught here by the armored car, and looks like this time they are actual guardsmen in the squad. They're not just conscripts. We've been told in a guard squad. More grenadiers here for Covenant. No Panzer Grenadier. Just good old-fashioned grenadiers. Got Fiend 18 with 135. Germans maintaining a pretty good victory point lead over the Soviets. The fuel-wise, they're obviously a bit behind. DirtyFinisher with a half-tech, obviously up to deal with the German air support. Or at least that's what I'd assume it's obviously for. You could use it for reinforcing and all that sort of stuff. They just... most players typically tend not to... but okay! Double half-tech. So I suspect one of them is the intact half-tech one, but he may also be planning to use that one for a bit of the frontline support. No, he does... is it both of them? I assume one is for, frontline support, or are they both for anti-aircraft support? I don't really know at this point. Anyways. That aside, Andre bring up the Issue-5 here, looking to smash German armor from a nice, safe distance. Worth noting, doesn't have, any anti-tank guns, and I've realized it, and neither does DirtyFinisher. They both basically skipped out on the anti-tank guns. Which is a bit interesting. They seem to be relying on a mix of anti-tank rather in the case of Andre in Issue-5, but I'm not entirely sure what DirtyFinisher's plan is. I mean, it's got the T-34 and some anti-tank rifles. That's really it to take on the German Panzerwaffe. After he caught with the Sturmpioneer and the Panther, that's... yeah, well, we'll never know what he had planned with that half-track because it just went up in flames. I'm guessing that might have been a rally point? No? Maybe a misclick, I don't know, but either way, the half-track went down pretty fast. Bit of waste of resource there, obviously. But as to the cause of this waste of resources, what is the nature of the error there, I don't know. Just that it happened. Yeah, lots of artillery here. Rocket fire, mortar fire. Panther wall there, under fire from the T-34s from 6. Sturmpioneer outed. Got 400 for 126 hier. Strafbad hier versus the Panzerkampfwagen 4 von Jod. Slowly wearing it down the west side here. We got the Issue-5 medium tanks running of Andra and the Red Army. Air recons from Covenant. And of course, DirtyFinisher's anti-aircraft half-tech is more than ready to shoot it down. There we go. Up goes the Weasel. So now, of course, the Germans do know that's on the field. Resetting up Panther 4 as the Engineers, Penal Troops there, Academy remaining reserve. Sturm pinning up with Panzer 6. We got Orbison backing up with the MD-34. We got a bit of air reconnaissance here from... not air reconnaissance. Sturmwix strafing runs. That is not quite reconnaissance. Unless you other swords, I guess. That would be reconnaissance in force. Bottom. Strafbad here is the Obersoldaten. Light cover versus a lot of light machine gun fire and heavily armed elite German infantry. Is obviously not going to be a great recipe for success there for Dirty Finishers, penal troopers. Third Panzer keeps up the counterattack here in the east here versus Dirty Finisher. So far, there are no signs that the Serb players is like trying to build up for the ISU 152. Partly again, both fuel caches knocked out makes it a lot harder to just get a lot of that fuel needed for it easily. And they're under a lot of pressure from the Germans, who comparatively are not quite sitting about there waiting for, like, you know, anything supremely big. For now, at least, for now. I mean, there's a chance Covenant might start saving up for the Elephant in the near future, and who, of course, knows what VonManteuffel is thinking. But for now, it does appear the Germans are, like, you know, not giving the Soviets any slack to, like, really easily save for the ISU. Maximum flying away there, closing on MT3. Another Panther 4 model there for VonManteuffel, thumbs up. They're stalling out for a Sturm Tiger or a King Tiger right away at least. Could still happen. Crucially, he's not doing it right away without like a sizable force to, you know, maintain a good amount of pressure on the opponent. Got the East-5 there creeping forwards here with its 85mm gun. Here reconnaissance from Covenant again. It's just being wasted munitions here, of course, due to the anti-aircraft half track. But it would appear Covenant isn't particularly concerned about that. Much to the dismay of the Luftwaffe pilot, I imagine. Down he goes. Panther 4 there, right around the corner for VonManteuffel. Deutschland at the east side here by the victory point. Dirty Finishers men charging here at VonManteuffel. Panther 4 firing off into the, well, fairly bunched up infantry out in the open. Not exactly the best dispersion infantry there. There's a tank. West side here, mortar spotted by the Panther 4 under Covenant's command. Got the East farming up here against the Panther 4 shoots, and good penetrating hit against the Panther 4 with its 85mm gun. Can never hit the east side here. We got the Strafbad advancing in there. CoH2 barrage here from Dirty Finisher, looking to shatter here VonManteuffels' lines. Rockets screaming through here, and mostly hitting the dirt. Maybe a few squirrels hiding, pretending to be, I don't know, moles. Also, they're going for a flank here, including the rather depleted squad. They're a bit risky here by VonManteuffel, truth be told. Would certainly not advise sending in an Oberson squad with so little health there into an engagement like that. That feels definitely like VonManteuffel is pushing his like an awful match. H5 on the way for Dirty Finish. Well, there, Andre might actually in this stage be slowly getting the idea he wants to go for the ISU 152, saying also one there with victory points or command points. Like he's got 17 versus Dirty Finishers 13. He has certainly been doing some fairly heavy lifting. The west side here, Guardsmen have advanced on the western fuel point there. Cabin has been pushed back. He's going for the heavy Panzer Corps into Sturmpanzer. No Elephant heavy tank destroyers from anytime soon, it would appear. There you go. H5 tank destroyer running here for Dirty Finisher and the Red Army as well. Got the T-34 running around these, closing in on H2, Cool Line mounting on the eastern victory point. H5 slugging ready, constant advancing here for Andre. Dirty Finisher leading a small offensive up in the east side. Panther 4's backed up by Sturmpioneer, and of course a Kugelwagen. Mark target. I suspect this is partly more of an intimidation tactic than an actual attempt to destroy the Panther 4 there. This like to get from VonManteuffel to hold the Panther 4 back, as with mark target on it, takes more damage, while its arm also means less. That's obviously a pretty good incentive for the Panther 4 to get away. The VonManteuffel clearly isn't too concerned about it, actually keeps the Panther 4 around close to the front line. Covenant Sturmpanzer is right in the center there. We got the first assault here by Andre and the Red Army. VonManteuffel Covenant here with a few squads to holding the line here in the face of Andre's ruthless assault. Maximum about here, 12 kills, ace level. Been doing fairly good work with that. And the mortar has got 5 at his ult ace level. And the German mortar's got 11. East side here, the T-34 is farming up here. VonManteuffels lines bending here, but not breaking. He is taking a steady approach here. It's just giving room here to DirtyFinisher, but not making a complete retreat here. Damn set for VonManteuffel there. Can be a tough decision to make like that. Mortifying the conscripts. Defending forwards here. Kind of aggressively here. Needs to be up to cover the flank here with some mines. Not a bad idea at all. But yeah, Andrew at this point, I strongly suspect is going for the ISU. I mean, we haven't seen anything else. He's getting the fuel towards it. So I definitely expect the ISU is going to be the next larger goal here from Andre. As for DirtyFinisher, what he's planning next is harder to say. He's got manpower, but fuel-wise, he's definitely going to take some time to get towards an ISU 152. I mean, he might still go for it now, but he may also decide to at least wait until his opponent's, like, you know, gotten the ISU himself. And there you go, Panther 4 to keep at it versus the Issue 5. Tactically a bit advisable here, could cost him the Panther 4, unless he gets very lucky, which apparently does. DirtyFinisher's Issue 5, medium technical there, gets a penetrate on the other Panther 4 as well. VonManteuffel is engaging, realizing that stick around for any longer does risk him losing Panzers to the Soviets, which would obviously not be ideal. On the west side here, Covenant remains fairly well dug in. Andre at this point is struggling more and more to like break his lines, so I imagine that might be a reason he is going for that ISU 152 to basically find a sufficiently large sledgehammer to break Covenant with. If nothing else, at least his kneecaps. Bit of quiet here, and VonManteuffel on the side here, and the center got flipping overwhelmed. He's about to get wiped out. I think VonManteuffel gone, but there you go. Could use your barrage here. No way of them surviving. Bit of blow there to VonManteuffel. He does have plenty of infantry. Artillery firing down death hill, Storm Panzer specifically. His soda assault in the center, though, is not halting. West side here, Germans hold the line fairly well. And the east side here, DirtyFinisher remains in control for now, though VonManteuffel is definitely looking to change that with another head-on assault here. No attempt to flank around from either side. Straight into the Issue 5 here. Slowly approaching Retty 2 on that one. Andre, meanwhile, getting ever closer to the ISU 152. Manpower-wise is very close, and fuel, he is not too far. At this rate, we're probably looking a bit over a minute here, and Andre can call in the ISU. Another Stuka shot down, another pilot lost. As they were going to explain that one to the Luftwaffe. Ishfram holding back here, very close, 32 here for Andre on that one. It's for DirtyFinisher. Fuel upon there, lost to the Germans for now. West side, Panther 4 going a bit more aggressively in here, perhaps looking to catch some artillery here and knock it out. In this case, a mortar. Issue 5 on the west catches, gains 22 here as it blasts through the Issue 5's Sturmpanzer's armor. It doesn't blast through its own armor. That would be a bit silly. Closing 82 on that Panther 4. 34 kills on DirtyFinisher Sniper. It's definitely a very respectable kill tally there. VonManteuffel lost orbital done as well. That's definitely getting a bit more expensive. As for Covenant, who knows what's next? Perhaps he's planning an elephant. I mean, at this point, I suspect there's been enough signs here to show that their opponents are going for, like, you know, mechanized support and ISU. I mean, there's been Gas Rifle, but there's also been Mark V. And also, crucially, the Sturmix Strafing Round. This Scout Motor doesn't have these two combined. Might be even why they were a bit careful about going for the Cis guns. Of course, they may accidentally go for the ambush mode on them, which would certainly give away with their planning as well there. Our way, though, at this point, again, I suspect Covenant's got on. And there we go. Andrew here can call in the ISU 152, the Sphero Boy, the Beast Killer. Rolling ahead with that one. Should, of course, add the pen-mounted Dishka heavy machine gun. There we go. Vulcans was the penal to proceed by the eastern fuel point. So it's they need to pick up some pace somewhere. There we go. I choose slowly run to the front line. Dishka halfway done. Will DirtyFinisher go for the zone now as well? At least line up for it. Pushing the center here from DirtyFinisher, and the east side, Panther moving up, looking to exploit this move. Panther 4 that's going to run straight to the H5 and the T-34 from 6 west side T. ISU move towards the center. We got a bit of strafing around here. Not strafing around, that was an aircraft being shot at, so For some reason my brain decided to interpret that as a strafing run. That doesn't make sense. West side here, Guardsmen crushing a guard squad there in fighting positions. Great work there by Covenant, less so for Andre. ISU turn around here with the advancing Panther 4, Vecchi 2. Probably won't do much good with those Schützen against that massive gun in there. Good shot. Down to less than half health. Anti-tank and crew exterminate. The east side here, Panther 4 Academy members blasting at DirtyFinisher here. H5 gaining the east side. That's really bad news here for any German armor. But the Panther 4 nearly does escape death here by H5. ISU moving up the center here, constantly being mauled here. H5 and ISU moving up here slowly for Andre. Good shot on the Grenadiers. We do get a strafing run here from Andre now. Petruccia fire into the base here. We get some wipes inside of VonManteuffel base here. DirtyFinisher is definitely looking to finish it dirty. No mercy. In the center south here, ISU H5 holding up here. There you go. Gunny's being blasted by the ISU 152. 3 kills. So Mortar, I think, could advance a bit closer to the front line. Gunny's being hammered by the ISU. Almost wiped. We've got the packs nearby. And DirtyFinisher remains a bit static. We've got more mines than these. Clearly concerned about any German advances. And we even got German mines laid down there. Another engineer squad lost for Andre and another replacement way there. DirtyFinisher. More or less has the manpower now for the ISU, but he definitely needs the fuel. He also needs to free up the population for it. VonManteuffel bring in some more elite orbital soldaten here to put pressure on his socialist opponents. And to power through with a fresh offensive for Deutschland. Think about the east side here. But deciding on, in the end, for head-on assault here. Straight to mine 2. Not the best push in. There you go. Numerous orbs on there. There you go. He's overlooked the Schützenmine, which set off his own mine as well. The T-54 got surprisingly well away from that, but still took some damage. Orbison keeps up here. And there you go. Penal troopers. I think they got a wipe there, actually. Good wipe. The T-54 does escape. Then that's an ace T-54 some 6. That's not quite smooth there. Panther 4 flanking around. He almost got the H5 here. Pretty ambitious flank here by Covenant. But does look like here's Panther 4. Bit off more than Kuchun, got taken out here by the H5 and the ISU 152. Close call though, he almost had the H5 there. Unfortunately, did smile upon a bit. There we go. Bit of a big explosion there from some silos. Panther 4 falling back here. Halfway towards 33, halfway towards a nice juicy rate of fire bonus and mobility bonus. Pins being hammered here. We got the H5 getting a good shot in the Panther 4. Other Panther 4 moving up. And there we go, we got the Elephant heavy tanks there for Covenant. They were basically made from the Tigers that Ferdinand Porsche made, assuming he would win the contract. Turns out he didn't. And so, as a consolation prize, it was basically allowed to make, a bunch of tank destroyers out of them. That was the initially called Ferdinand, later Elephant heavy tank destroyer. T-4 further knocked out. Sniper still at it, and it's almost been wiped out. We got 35 kills here on DirtyFinisher Sniper. Stumping around it, center falling briefly to the Red Army. I shoot with 7 kills. There you go. Wipes one of Covenant's Grenadier squads. Comes from the west side here. Teams of the orbital soldaten. Backed up by guardsmen and even more penal troopers. All conscripts this time though for DirtyFinisher. Plus more engineers for Andre. Gun H5 I think. At this point, DirtyFinisher is not going to bother with an ISU 152. Does appear unlikely. Panther 4 moving forward straight to the anti-tank route with the H5 here. Vecchi 3 gain on the second Panther 4 here. Under VonManteuffel gun there. ISU blasting through the ops on the west side here, pushing them back here, almost wiping them out in fact. Some pretty violent exchange here between VonManteuffel and DirtyFinisher, with neither side really gaining hit, but considering like most of the damage he suffered on the tanks that can be repaired, you can't really bring a blowtorch to those penal troopers or the guardsmen, so not quite as, cheap. Elephant moving up here, going for that H5 tank destroyer with this 88mm gun, the Pack 43, basically same gun as used in the Nassau tank destroyer, the Panther tank destroyer, and of course the King Tiger. Fun fact. ISU falling a bit back here, artillery firing down the mortar team and active wiping here. Active bunker blasting barrage. Strafing around here. Doesn't really do too much damage on Covenant either. He's sending using force strength to the Panther Force here under VonManteuffel command. And instead of the ISU there is... It's gained veterans U1, but it's trying to make much bigger impact here. Looks like they might be trying to destroy that mortar here rather than grab it. Not entirely sure. East side here though, VonManteuffel goes for another hit also. There you go, the sniper meets their end. Panther 4 gains veterans U5 in the process. That was a bit awkward there for DirtyFinisher and the Red Army. Panther 4's being hammered. Another H5 tank for DirtyFinisher. More tank destroyers to destroy the fascist tanks. Katyusha barrage here for DirtyFinisher, I imagine. Yes, indeed. Orbs on there suffering a bit of the pain there. Stumping advancing. But the rockets completely missed their position. Mines going off and he's killing a few more full grenadiers there. But the Orbs on remain largely unharmed there. Andre falling back from the west here. Situation for the Soviets is starting to look more and more rough here in the face of the German Reich. Stumping here sent packing, constantly up here. Got the Sturmpans advancing halfway to the ace level max and they're being hammered. Few near there engaged. Got mortar in return. From the ace level mortar and the Covenant's command. 16 kills, thumbs up to that. Sturmpans up. Blasting away there at Third Infantry here. No mercy from Covenant. And there you go. Fresh 85 there for DirtyFinisher, pushing up to 2. Andre meanwhile. But we're not really seeing much else here after that ISU 152. Panzer have here for Covenant. More rocket artillery. This time though from the German side of the battlefield. ISU getting busy here, but taking a nasty hit from the Elephant Heavy Tank, so it is quickly pushed back with a lot of damage inflicted. Got in fighting positions, like Kevin spotting them. Panther 4 moving up here, close to Veteran 4. Issue the fires, but up to engage the Panther 4. One shot goes through, and there you go. Panther 4, Veteran 4 here for VonManteuffel. Almost knocked out here though. Almost got it. Can he finish it off here? No. He does successfully escape with it once more. Pretty close call there for VonManteuffel. Strafing run. Does some damage, but was it really worth the cost there? I'm not so sure. ISU 152 though. Slowly approaching match 2. Meanwhile, in these VonManteuffel launches another head on assault here. Pretty brute force tactics here from him. But honestly, that's pretty much every player this match. On this map. Mines here again to cut up the flanks. Thumbs up to DirtyFinisher on that one at least. Fulton's pushing in here, being shot to bits. All of a sudden, I'm guessing just staying clear of the issue 5s. Don't want to get crushed. Good forcing healing here. Pushing the car on there by Covenant. Very good. All of a sudden going for the pinch at a decent point. Stuff up being mauled here by the Orbital Dart, but the Orbital not quite having easy time out and putting up with the sheer load of veterans that the Pilgrims do have over the Orbital Dart. And the Orbital Dart actually trading pretty poorly in this engagement, which is obviously really good here for DirtyFinisher. Definitely feels bad moment here for VonManteuffel. Panther Force moving up here though. Veteran C4 with 24 kills. And there you go, Agent 5 to the rescue once more. A 1 does gain the ace level here. And there you go, another Agent 5. That's a lot of Soviet tank resources. Are we talking a total of 4 then backed up by a heavy assault gun? No, they did actually have the a heavy tank as well. There's the ISU 122. As a fun fact there. Agent 5 engaging the Panther 4 down to half health. Panther 4 they almost knocked out. Just coming forwards. Almost got the Sturmpanzer there. Almost got it. But there you go, Elephant on the flank with a target weak point. And I mean, you know, with an 88mm with a half-blasted gun, pretty much anything is a weak point. Agent 5 knocked out here after that encounter with the Elephant. Weak point targeting ability. Contributing after more of the Panther looking pretty bad here. Andre's forces are taking an absolute bashing here from Covenant. We got the other from up here, engaging the Elephant heavy tank destroyer here, pushing it back here. Close call though for The Soviets there, had they not been able to push it back, their things gotten a lot uglier. I assume they're going for the elephant. They apparently the troops nearby it. Thought it was going for the elephant. We got a Yak Panzer now here for VonManteuffel. More tank destroyers this time from the German side. Handfuls of vines straight to the H5 seems a bit of a mistake. Oh dear, bad pathing in, of course. Awkward setup there. Does lead the H5 here in easy time for the Pantherfuls. There go heat shells. Burst ammunition storage in the H5, completely wrecking the tank here. Great kill there for VonManteuffel. Quite a blow there to DirtyFinisher. That was his ace level tank shot, that, which makes the loss extra painful. South charge to the opposite side though, and the Fulks risk getting wiped out, and they do go down. A hell of a saddle charge against VonManteuffel. An absolute barn burn on the saddle charge. Just not enough, I think. Ace H5 pulling back here for Andre. His losses are H5, of course. I-issue there close to 82, but it's once more targeted for the elephant. And it's mighty 88mm gun. Sturmpanzer again here for Covenant. He clearly believes. And there you go, T-34 absolutely slaughtering the Sturmpioneer here on the field point. West side is actually seeing rattle action. Could try and sink up some troops there, though. Does either Andre or DirtyFinisher have enough troops to spare for such a task? Now the aircraft ripped from the skies. There's another Luftwaffe pilot gone. Yak Panzer Pantherfuls moving in here. VonManteuffel going for killing blow against DirtyFinisher perhaps here. Pantherfuls almost got the H5 here, and the Pantherfuls knock out the T-34 here. Both Pantherfuls, by the way, ace level here. That is a very nice achievement here by VonManteuffel. Thumbs up. Guys, they're being absolutely pumped here by these ace Panzer crews. Hardened veterans of the Eastern Front. And we got the Yak Panzer moving up here with its high velocity 7mm gun. Basically same as the Panthers. And we got here another T-34 this time for Andre and the Red Army. I-issue there, once more back being repaired heavily. Another frantic assault in the center, but again, the west side is just seeing absolutely nothing happening there. I feel like the Soviets might be suffering it from tunnel vision against the Germans, though again, Alliance of Defiance does, again, due to I think the nature of its own, also help further, create tunnel vision scenarios. Bring up these up the opposite side, back up with the Yak Panzer and the Panther 4 here. Got the T-34 sneaking about in the west. H5 engaging, completely misses. Meanwhile, the Punes are just suffering the ultimate price, and they're being absolutely crushed by the ops on the Pantherfuls here. I mean, VonManteuffel at this point is just ripping the Soviets apart here. Pantherfuls about to get knocked down here. We got 74 versus 81. Not looking great for the Red Army at this point, honestly. Not looking great. Their offensive at this point is stalled out, and they're just trying to hold on to the gains they've made. But even that is like just not enough for them. They need to get on the offensive again. They need to get aggressive, and they just don't either have the drive or the vision for it. I'm not entirely sure which of the two it is, but they definitely sort of like, stuck in a bit of an awkward spot. And the Germans just keep pushing back the Soviets further and further, being aggressive. In particular, VonManteuffel is very much relentless at this point, just constantly pushing, pressuring, and inflicting losses. It's not looking great here for DirtyFinisher or for Andre. Panther 4 there, 37 kills. West side, still got the T-34 there. Machine gun coming at the western point now there. Bit of Mark Beetle getting from DirtyFinisher. I-issue knocks out an aircraft there, or was it the half-track? Ooh, Elephant Head again with a target weak point. Certainly knowing how to target those weak points, that's for sure. Certainly knowing how to target them. And there you go. Lost an ace Panther 4 here for VonManteuffel, clearly deeply and emotionally distraught. Yak Panther getting decently on the H-5 tank destroyer here. Holy smokes, that Katyusha barrage almost wiped out all of the ops on VonManteuffels command. H-5, they're really causing problems. We do get the heat shields now in the Yak Panther, but it's too late. The main gun is out, and the Yak Panther will desperately try to get out. There you go. Elephant almost had it there, but the Jagdpanther nonetheless lost. Bit of blow there to VonManteuffel on that account. Suppose he could be going for a King Tiger next. I think at this point a King Tiger is... well, it's not really going to do much, but I guess it's something. Elephant is near the ace level. It is like super close to the ace level. Super duper close. Grenade on the Grenadiers. Almost wiped them out. There we go. Ace level Elephant Heavy Tank Destroyer. That is a very experienced Heavy Tank Destroyer crew there under Covenant's command. VonManteuffel activated from the King Tiger. We got 8 points left, so there you go. King Tiger rise, but I think there's a good chance the match is over before it reaches the front itself. A65 going forward here. Sturmpini advancing up. West side here finding some more movement here from Andre. A bit of a, last-ditch effort, but the problem is it happens a bit too little too late. There we go. Gasp almost wiped out here, and there you go. GG, game over. A victory for Deutschland, a loss for the Red Army. A fierce contest here of wills and wits, but in the end, I feel like the Surge got a bit too passive. The Germans were, in this case, able to exploit it, despite, I would say, the tricky nature of the map for exactly that. Some good use of, well, the right units, I think, also proved crucially for the Germans. So, there you go. Hope you enjoyed this match. I learned something from it. If you did, subscribe, like, share, comment, tell your friends, tell your family, but don't tell enemies. This is Imperial Links, cheers, and see you all tomorrow for another episode. Bye.